and dissociation from recent unrest in Kano. Finally, the masquerade has danced naked in the market. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, you are warmly welcome to this press conference by the National Working Committee of our great party, the new Nigeria Peoples Party. I wish to draw the attention of the world to the press conference addressed by the renegade group of some expelled members of the new Nigeria Peoples Party NNPP, which has finally revealed to discerning Nigerians that the problems rocking the party is a case of the hand of Esau, but the voice of Joseph. But it is rather unfortunate that someone or some people can descend so low as to turn their back outside and be passing urine into the house. It's a popular Yoruba proverb that describes someone behaving like a vagabond. We saw it coming. That was why we issued a press release on Monday, December 4th, Monday, the 4th of December, 2023, that some expelled members of the NNPP have been hired by the All Progressives Congress to discredit the person of His Excellency, the elected governor of Kano State, Engineer Abba Kawu-Ali, and falsely claim that he is not a member of the new Nigeria Peoples Party. And that is exactly what they did with their World Press Conference. Nothing can be farther from the truth. For the sake of emphasis, Engineer Abba Kawu-Ali is a bona fide member of the new Nigeria Peoples Party. He registered in his Diso Shiranchi ward, Gwale local government of Kano, on the 27th day of March, 2022. He took part in all the processes approved by the Independent National Electoral Commission in the guidelines for the 2023 elections. His name was published in the first and second final lists of candidates in September 2022 for the March 18th, 2023 general elections. This gave enough room for whomsoever had any issue with any candidate or with the nomination to approach the courts. Hence, it is classified under pre-election matters as ruled by the courts in a plethora of cases, including the Supreme Court of Nigeria. For some group of expelled members of the NNPP to claim that Engineer Abba Kawu-Ali is not a member of the party, to say the least, is preposterous and portrays these people as engaging in what we call amala anewedu, or better still, stomach infrastructure politics. We are not surprised though. This is their stock in trade. They have used the platform of the NNPP in every pre-2023 general election to negotiate with other parties and not to contest elections. All the people who contested on the platform of the party in the past did so out of their individual and personal commitment against the directives of the party management. Unfortunately for them, they could not freely achieve this kind of arrangement in the last general election because of the emergence Sorry about that. They could not freely achieve this kind of arrangement in the last general election because of the emergence of serious candidates who came into the party in February/March 2022. However, in some states, they still caused havoc to the interest of the party, which made the new party hierarchy investigate and sanction them in the new spirit of the NNPP. Those on whom the disciplinary hammer of the party fell gathered themselves and claimed they had formed a faction. Someone or some people who have either been suspended or expelled cannot gather under any guise to act on behalf of the party. As we speak, a court of competent jurisdiction has restrained them from parading themselves as leaders of the party. But because of their penchant for disobeying court orders, they continue to act in that manner, boasting that they have the backing of the ruling government in Nigeria and that no court can stop them. In clear disrespect for the constitution of our party, they constituted themselves into various nomenclatures without recourse to INEC, the regulatory agency. For the purpose of clarification, once a party is recognized by INEC, the setting up of organs of the party is no more something that can be done by an individual in the corner of his room. The process of the emergence of individuals in these organs of the party must be witnessed by INEC, which is the case with the Abba Kawu-Ali led National Working Committee, and some of the members are here seated, which came into existence on March the 30th, 2022, at a well-attended national convention witnessed by INEC officials for a 4-year tenure. This is the only authentic NNPP National Working Committee. NNPP is no longer a one-man show where some hand-picked members by an individual of a non-existent board of trustees can dissolve an entire National Working Committee as they purported to do. They have been mounting pressure on INEC to recognize their illegal association without success. Beyond that, they have been going from one court to the other, shopping for illegal court orders to thwart the advancement of democracy. So far, they have failed. We salute the courage of the judges who have remained steadfast in upholding the proper rule of law. At this stage, I must point out 2 events occurred today that lay this matter to rest. Firstly, the relevant committee of INEC paid a visit to this National Secretariat this morning. I think it was 9 o'clock after 9, to conduct the normal verification exercise that they do with every party. They came here because this is the headquarters, this is the party, this is the party that they witnessed the convention of, and also subsequent NEC meetings. Secondly, a suit, FHC/AWK, ORCA, /CS 150 2023, that is NNPP and 5 others, versus Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso and 10 others. This suit was filed, as I said, in Awka, Federal High Court Awka, Anambra State. And we complained about it because it didn't make sense to us. We know that the leader or those who seem to be aggrieved, is from Anambra, and he's an influential individual. And we wondered why, when all the defendants are in Abuja, the suit will be filed in Awka. But we thank God for his mercies, because earlier today, at about 10 o'clock, the suit was dismissed in its entirety by the Federal High Court, Honorable Justice N.O. Dimba, sitting in Awka. We wish to state at this point that the Abba Kawu-Ali led National Working Committee has not lost faith in the judiciary. What we are saying is that there should be uniformity in the dispensation of justice at all times. If the apex court of the land, that is our Supreme Court, has given a ruling that a non-member of a political party cannot question the membership of someone in that party, or that the issue is an internal affair of the party, non-justiciable, then stare decisis et non quieta movera. Like decisions must be followed. As to the recent unrest in Kano State, as described by the expelled members of the NNPP, the party, under the able chairmanship of Abba Kawu-Ali, is a peaceful and peace-loving one. Even during the last general elections, a member of the House of Representatives under the APC led political thugs to one of our secretariats, burned down the place with 13 members of the NNPP inside. We did not resort to violence. We waited for the rule of law. The blood of those who died will cry for justice. We are not a violent party, but no one can cow us or blackmail us into ceasing to tell the truth, to call for justice, and to follow the rule of law to its logical conclusion. Gentlemen of the press, from the speech of the so-called World Press Conference by some Agbo Major and his cohorts, expelled members of the NNPP, you will see the language of the APC. All the sentiments in the speech were in favor of the APC. We are aware of the understanding between this group of expelled members of the NNPP and the APC. Well, we know that their next phase was to try to use the court to legitimize their existence and then proceed to withdraw the NNPP and Abba Kabir Yusuf's appeal to the Supreme Court. This they will not be able to do by God's special grace. Our appeal to the APC is that they should face governance. They have used all means to grab power. As you know, the injunction by their leader was grab it, right? You know it,
I don't know it. I don't know it.
Grab it and run with it. But they have used all means to grab power. They should at least face governance. If they devote some 20% of the energy that they are dissipating in disturbing other opposition parties, then maybe things will be better. And Naira will not be on the downward journey south that it is at the moment. Even the removal of the so-called subsidy, fuel subsidy, still hasn't solved the problem of fuel at the petrol stations. Nigerians are now experiencing the worst form of multidimensional poverty in the history of this country. Insecurity continues to get worse by the day. The government of APC is not interested in providing good governance, but just interested in how to muzzle opposition parties and other institutions in the country, and beginning to prepare for 2027 when they haven't even governed in 2023. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, to sum it all up, we, by God's special grace, are the authentic new Nigeria Peoples Party leadership. We are saying without any equivocation that Governor Abba Kawu-Ali of Kano State is a bona fide member of the NNPP. The party is solidly behind him as we all march forward to reclaim the mandate freely given to him by the good people of Kano State. We urge you to ask pertinent questions when people who claim to be officers of the NNPP call to give conferences and what have you. We realize in the NNPP that politics is about numbers. That is why you found the Kwankwasia, the TNM, joining in with an existing party. And we pray that as we move along, more Nigerians will join us as we try to bring good governance to the country. However, there is a problem when you have members who obviously, or former members in this case, who obviously are driving an agenda that is not yours. How could anyone, sorry sir, how could anyone who, yeah, I'm trying to answer him because he's the one.
Sit down there. Let me consider anywhere.
Yes. How could anyone who is a member or was a member of a party knowingly give false statements that the only state they won, the gubernatorial candidate of the state they won, was not a member? Didn't he know that before the elections? Why didn't they raise it before the elections? And these people we're talking about, some of them were members of screening committee and everything here. But because they've been suspended and subsequently expelled, they now turn to the mouthpiece of the party on the other side, who is trying to destroy the house for pecuniary reasons. It's difficult. If not, you keep your problem beside you, and by the time you open your eyes, it's quarter to 2027. Yes. You have a divided house. So I hope that answers you, sir. Yes. Thank you. Are we? Yes, sir. Conventions. You have congresses from ward all the way up to the states. So even if you had an MOU that, oh, let's work together, the moment you go to INEC, the moment you understand what I'm saying, you go, yeah, it's done. Now, if we want to start to talk law, I'll tell you that an MOU is not a contract. It's an intention. You understand? But be that as it may, they had an MOU. Whoever signed it, maybe Engineer Buba Galadima. It's not Ladipo Johnson. It's not Prince Onu. I wasn't part of the MOU. I came to join NNPP. So how can you bind me to some MOU that is not before INEC, that was not at the convention? It's as simple as that.
Was there any MOU?
That's what I'm telling you. There was a coming together. I said maybe Buba Galadima signed. They signed an MOU between themselves. It's not justiciable. And that's what I'm telling you, that the decision today dismissed it. I can have an MOU with him. By the time we form that company, he has 20%, I have 10%, he has whatever percent. I can't go back to MOU. We've brought ourselves under CSE, under the law. It's as simple as that. They are talking sentiments. We are talking law. Thank you. Any other person? Thank you very much, gentlemen.
You cannot finish. Next time,